Harara bahani madani bogar area renguri new regio military Sarah military Haradi take. To budgeting about the Maritale. Our military Kumajadi into Kumajadi into Zorgradi the military. To go for a shield. Lomade. To fire and got Tyler as Hamara to Marivale.
These people have just crossed the border. They're in no man's land. They've been driven from their homes in Myanmar. Now they're waiting for permission to enter Bangladesh. The Rohingya are a people that neither country wants.
What happened in your village?
They just burnt our houses.
These are some of the survivors. They're hungry, they're sick, and they're scared. Across the river, there's a deliberate campaign of terror going on. A campaign from which no one is safe.
For Rajuma Begum, there is nothing but pain.
My baby was in my lap when the soldiers hit me and he fell out of my arms. Then they pulled me closer to the wall and I could hear that he was crying. Then after a few minutes, I could hear that they were hitting him too.
She tells us soldiers from Myanmar's army had set a fire outside the house they were in. And then, the unthinkable.
My baby was thrown into the fire and then they raped me.
These are pictures of Rajuma's son, Sadiq. He was 1.5 years old and very playful. A happy child she still can't believe is gone.
I feel like I'm burning on the inside.
Then she breaks down. As she wails in agony, Rajuma screams out for her mother. A mother who is also no longer alive. When her village of Tulatuli in the Butidong district of Rakhine State was attacked, Rajuma says her parents, 2 sisters, and brother were killed as well. Having fled Myanmar, Rajuma and her husband Rafiq now live in the Kutupalong camp in Bangladesh. Rajuma and Rafiq's story is similar to what we've heard from many other survivors, Rohingya refugees who've shared their terrifying accounts of having been brutalized by soldiers in Myanmar's army. Many described witnessing mass killings, gang rapes, beheadings, and numerous other atrocities. Human rights investigators are accusing Myanmar's government of carrying out crimes against humanity, a charge Myanmar's government denies. With more than 500,000 Rohingya refugees having fled Myanmar in the past 6 weeks, medical aid and psychological support is in very short supply. It's one reason Rafiq is so worried.
Sometimes she says her head feels like it's twisting and that she can't tolerate it. Sometimes she looks at the photos of our baby and she screams and cries. Every single day she cries.
Rafiq says that until they have money, Rajuma can't get any more treatment for the head and jaw wounds she sustained when she was also beaten by the soldiers. And so Rajuma sits, alone and traumatized, longing for a family that perished and a home that no longer exists. Mohammed Jamjoom, Al Jazeera, at the Kutupalong camp in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh. With nothing else at her disposal, a desperate mother blows air on her baby's severely burned head to try and cool her off.
There are doctors in the camp, but when I took her to the doctor, they said they don't have the right medicine for her. She needs to be taken to see specialized doctors. Where will I get the money?
Arafa Begum tells us her baby Toslima was burned when Myanmar's military set her village in Rakhine State ablaze. It took her family 10 days to escape to Bangladesh. With no medical care, the 9-month-old girl's wounds, especially the one on top of her head, have only worsened.
I think if she doesn't get any treatment, that my baby will die. It's too hot here, so I'm not able to keep her calm here. She can't get any peace. I can only make her feel better by fanning her.
At the Tankali makeshift camp for Rohingya refugees in Cox's Bazar, the misery is seemingly endless, reflected as much in the faces of residents as it is in the appalling conditions they're trying to survive.
The people you see behind me here, they're lining up for aid distribution. To give you some idea of the scale of this crisis, this encampment that we're in today, it didn't exist about 3 weeks ago. Now, there's at least 20,000 Rohingya refugees who live here.
They are among the more than 500,000 refugees who've crossed into Bangladesh since late August. The UN calls it the most urgent refugee crisis in the world. Like so many others here, Guljar Khatun is attempting to find family members she's been separated from.
I'm searching for my mother and my aunt too. I came across my neighbor who told me they came here.
Wading barefoot through mud, Guljar's sadness is matched only by her persistence, asking after her relatives at every turn. She tells us she'd wanted to remain in Myanmar, but that the military's brutality made that impossible.
If only they weren't shooting and setting fires to our homes, we would stay there, even in the jungles, eating leaves. But they set fire to our homes and we couldn't stay there anymore.
With each passing day, Guljar knows her chances will only grow dimmer. Not just that she'll locate her loved ones, but that she'll ever be able to experience anything close to her previous life again. Mohammed Jamjoom, Al Jazeera, at the Tankali refugee camp in Cox's Bazar, Bangladesh.
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, we were just driving and we noticed this fire. Okay, you see that smoke? That smoke, there's actually 2 bits of smoke in the distance. I'm not sure if you guys can see. That smoke right there is burning in Burma. What you can see right there is Burma. I'm in Bangladesh, that's Burma right there. Why is that smoke burning, brothers and sisters? What these dogs, they do, these dogs, what they do is that they come, these Burmese army dogs, they come up to the Muslim Rohingya Muslims, they come up to their villages, and they say to them, you've got 24 hours to get out or we're going to burn the village. Many a time they actually burn the people. People have come to this refugee camp with burn marks, okay? Brothers and sisters, that what you see right there is your brothers and sisters, their village just got burnt. Their village just got burnt. Some of them probably already dead, or they're on their way trying to make it across the border. You're actually witnessing part of the genocide yourself right now. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us for our weakness, for not being able to do more for our brothers and sisters. I beg you, brothers and sisters, first and foremost, make dua to Allah. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to destroy these oppressors. Allahumma ahsihim adada, waqtulhum badada, wa la tughadir minhum ahada. We say, oh Allah, count each and every single one of them and destroy and kill each and every single one of them, and do not leave even one of them. Don't even let one of them left on the face of this earth. Any one of these oppressors who are slaughtering our Muslim brothers and sisters. First, you make dua. Number 1. Number 2, brothers and sisters, you give aid. You give charity, because they're going to be coming across the border with no home, with no food, no clothes, no nothing. They're going to be coming across the border and they're going to have nothing here either. All they have after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the donations that you're sending forth. And even them, brothers and sisters, I'm not exaggerating when I say it's not enough. After we handed out all the aid that we had today, we were told that it seemed like a lot that we gave. We were tired, we were sweating at the brow, but we were told at the end of the day, what we've given is not even a drop in the water. It's the equivalent of a drop in the ocean. Meaning that there's so much more that needs to be done. So much more money that needs to be raised. This is real, brothers and sisters. Wallahi, I don't know anyone who can see this and not get up in the last third of the night and beg Allah and make dua to Allah to liberate our brothers and sisters. That person's got a stone cold heart and he's not attached to this ummah the way he needs to be or she needs to be. Number one. Number two, give for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.